Hi, everybody. Welcome to Old Women Teach. What I want to talk to you about today is it being January. We make New Year's resolutions and goals for the new year, and there's nothing wrong with that. We absolutely should have a plan, should time stand for what we want to accomplish, what we want to, how we want to better ourselves. Statistics show, though, that very few of these actually come to fruition, and we end up, for lack of a better word, failing at what we intended to do. Intentions are one thing, but having a plan is another thing. So, what I want to talk to you about today is Paul's plan for achieving mastery or excellence, and that's found in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, and I'm just going to read it to you. 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 25 says, "And every man that strives for mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown," in other words, something on this earth, "but we an incorruptible. I therefore," Paul says, "so run, not as uncertainty, so fight I, not as one that beats the air, but I keep my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway." So let's break this down just for a quick minute. Paul says, I run. In other words, this is how I do it. I run this race we call life, not as uncertainty, as one that beats the air. In other words, movement without purpose. So that's tip number one. We should ask ourselves, and you've heard this in success classes or excellence classes or achieving your goal classes that are readily available. You've heard this before. Ask yourself, is this thing that I have, before you say yes to a project or yes to something, is this helping me to achieve what I have set out as what I and God in agreement have said? This is what he wants me to do with my life. Is this helping me get closer to that goal? If not, we might need to consider that it's not the thing for us, and pray about it and see if it's something that we need to do before we take up all of our time and all of our energy, all of our resources in saying yes to every project and every open door, and see if it's really for us. Paul says, I don't do movement without purpose. Everything that I do is bringing me closer to what God has ordained in my life. He says, I do that by keeping my body and bringing it into subjection. In other words, this flesh doesn't want to be in subjection. Paul says, I have to bring mine. So I can guarantee that if Paul had to bring his, we're going to have to bring ours. Okay? We have to bring it. We have to make it do what we want to do, because this flesh is capable, let go, this flesh is capable of all kinds of things, and some of them not very good. So, lest that by any means I have preached to others and I myself should be a castaway. In other words, I myself should be worthless. So, as we make our New Year's resolutions and we pray and consult the Spirit about what goals we want to accomplish this in this new year, let's say, is what I'm doing now helping me to achieve these goals? If not, we might want to alter our actions and make those our resolutions. And remember, Paul says everybody that strives is temperate in all things. In other words, striving is not an easy process. We need to recognize from the get-go that it is not going to be easy, that it is not going to be something that is going to just go very smoothly, but we can do it. We can do it through Christ. See you next time. Bye.